Play stupid games and win stupid prizes. That definitely applies here. This backfired. IF Metals Tesla Sweden strike leads to 20 workers losing jobs. Interestingly, they all were under a collective agreement. The union that supposedly protects people's jobs actually got people fired. The aluminum supplier had some reservations about joining the Tesla strike. Among its concerns was that Tesla could quickly replace parts hydro extrusion produced with other suppliers. Its concerns proved to be valid. Tesla changed aluminum suppliers for Giga Berlin and production has hit new milestones. Elon personally replied to this post, whether Tesla reaches a point in time of delivering 10 to 20 million Teslas on annual basis isn't a matter of if, it's a matter of when. It will be a very hard climb to 10x output, doable, but it is an immense amount of work. I wonder if Elon's new compensation package is going to have awards for Elon for meeting a certain number of deliveries. Probably not, although I wouldn't be completely opposed to that idea as long as it's not the main thing in the compensation package. I would prefer market cap and profit milestones. Here's something to think about. Tesla so far has cut prices substantially, and yet Tesla is still leading when it comes to EV margins. If Tesla wants to, and if Tesla really needs to cut prices more, it has that ability. Cybertruck's delivery timelines moved from mid-late 2024 to late 2024. All-wheel drive change again from February, April to March, May now. There's certainly a lot of interest in the Cybertruck, and the Cybertruck is on tour in China as well. Refreshed Tesla Model 3 has won the 2024 Drive Car of the Year, Best Urban Electric Vehicle under $100,000, and the car is under $50,000, so this is a pretty good achievement. I test drove the car a few days ago, and it is really good. A new software update is going out to all Tesla owners in the US. However, there's no adaptive headlights yet in the US. The Europeans are enjoying it now, but not Americans. I'm wondering when is that going to come. I actually did not at first notice this. The middle seat in the refresh Model 3 is not heated, but I think that's totally fine because if you're sitting in the middle seat and you need it to be heated, I mean, you got people on the right and the left side that are gonna keep you really warm. And almost no one uses the middle seat almost ever. So I think this is totally fine. White bucket seats have just been confirmed in the new Model 3 Performance. Here they are a little bit zoomed in. What else is the refresh Model 3 Performance getting that the regular one is not gonna be getting? Here's a Megafactory update. In early 2023, Tesla Megapack delivery wait times were about 2 years. Now, likely as a result of Tesla's Lathrop Megafactory ramping up, wait times are about 8 months. Tesla's new Shanghai Megafactory is expected to finish construction in Q3 of this year and will eventually double the company's Megapack production capacity to 80 gigawatt hours. Once fully ramped, the Lathrop and Shanghai Megafactories will collectively generate over $25 billion in revenue annually. And just to put it in perspective, last year Tesla was fairly close to $100 billion in total revenue. Quick Model 3 update in terms of production in Fremont. We don't really see many refresh Model 3s being produced there, so it does not seem that there's a lot of production going on for the Model 3. James thinks this could be a bit of a drag for Q1 deliveries. Tesla Giga Berlin proposed expansion divides residents but sees youth support. The approval of Giga Berlin's proposed expansion is poised to see progress on Tuesday, with officials expected to announce the results of a community vote about the initiative. There's an older resident that is heavily opposed to Tesla expanding the factory. My guess is that it should be approved, but we will know for sure very soon. Here is the latest statement I found from the governor in Mexico about Tesla building the Gigafactory in Mexico. I told him that since the state is already building the roads and accesses, I asked them for Tesla to come by March at the latest to make a groundbreaking announcement, and they didn't say no. So I hope that very soon, in less than a month, Tesla comes now and the company is going to do the project. So it appears like at this point, there's nothing on the side of Mexico that is preventing Tesla from going forward with the project. It's all on Tesla right now, 100%. FSD beta version 12.2.1 is going out to a select group. So if you usually receive your FSD updates a bit sooner than everyone else, you should check if you got this update. I'm pretty sure I will not be receiving this one. I'm usually the last person to receive the update. And Tesla Chan is saying that the progress of V12 is definitely faster than V11. We also know that Tesla China has completed paperwork for FSD beta, and we might see FSD beta in China very soon, which should help a little bit with margins, and maybe a few more people will get FSD beta in China, because until now they haven't really been able to use anything. And certainly I think the Chinese don't want to buy something if they can't even use it in its beta form, at least. Anyway, the last update before this one was on February 10th. So this update comes just 9 days after the last one. That's pretty fast. And I think the most important thing by far to watch is the rate of FSD improvement going forward with FSD version 12. Maybe when you get it, it's not going to be all perfect and everything, obviously, but maybe the rate of improvement is going to be much, much, much better compared to before. And I really like what Omar is saying here. 0 phantom braking ever on FSD beta 12. He says, not that I was seeing it ever really happen on 11 too much either, which means it did happen a few times. And for me, it happened. It hasn't happened many times, but it has happened a few times. But the thing about phantom braking, the way it happened to me was a bit scary. After that, I didn't really trust the system nowhere near as much. I was always more on edge, wondering, oh, is it gonna break now? And again, my biggest issue with FSD 11 was how it disengages and its occasional unpredictability. It's a bit rough on the edges, but FSD 12, let's say even if I have the exact same amount of disengagements, but if it's just smooth in how it does it, that's going to be a huge, huge improvement in terms of comfort and actual practical usability. Oh, many Tesla owners will absolutely love this. I have been seeing a lot of complaints about Tesla auto wipers, and there are going to be improvements coming out very soon. If you live in a place where it rains a lot, you have certainly encountered a situation like this where the auto wipers just don't work sometimes as they should. But this, I don't think I have ever had, oh wow, I don't think I have ever had it this bad though. And this is something to look for when Tesla does this. Then you know that Tesla FSD is actually getting pretty good. Once FSD is super smooth, not just safe, we will roll out a free month trial for all cars in North America, then extend to the rest of the world after we ensure it works well on local roads and regulators approve it in that country. FSD 12 might be that version. Troy posted his delivery estimate. It is now 470,000 deliveries, down from 479,000 on January 28th. This is as of February 7th. He posts the most recent update on his Patreon exclusively. The analyst consensus is 479,000. With the Fremont Model 3 ramp right now, I would temper my expectations a little bit for this quarter. The Model Y inventory in Europe is growing, and Troy thinks there are 3 reasons. Number 1, some Model Y buyers are waiting for the refresh. Number 2, some are upset with Elon's political comments, especially there's more, I think, of a, when Elon says something about Ukraine, there are going to be more people upset about these comments in Europe. And number 3, some don't like that Tesla removed the parking sensors. Tesla appears to have adopted a new social media strategy where we hear more from different people throughout the company directly rather than just from Elon, and I personally like it. We have heard from the Cybertruck lead engineer Wes. We have been hearing a bit more from Lars. We heard quite a bit from Rohan Patel. And I agree with Omar here. I think this is a great strategy as it reminds people that Tesla is over 100,000 brilliant people around the globe, not just Musk, but also it gives us more information about what's actually going on. For example, the Cybertruck rest issue, I really appreciated that breakdown from Wes. Well, this is interesting. The Tesla Model Y is now cheaper than a Toyota Prius in Germany before factoring in fuel or maintenance savings. 46,000 euros versus 45,000 euros. By the way, Toyota seems to be going for a more sporty look. Now, I'm a younger person, obviously. I do like this look a little bit better compared to the old look. I'm not saying that I would get this car, but compared to this, yeah, I definitely like the new one much better. But I am not their target market. Works begin on this giant Queensland Tesla battery, and this location used to have a huge coal plant. This is in Australia, and this project is going to be $330 million. Factory tours have now been removed from the app. So if you wanted to get a Tesla factory tour using your points, yeah, too late. You'll need to wait a little bit more. This is an important reminder for everyone. Tesla is only 18% of global EV sales, and EVs are only 14% at the car market right now. So there's an insane amount of room left for Tesla to grow. Tesla should make a video game, and Elon responded to that by saying, I have wanted to do that for a long time. Our real-world simulation and video generation is the best in the world, but unfortunately making a game can only come after we release unsupervised FSD that is far safer than even supervised FSD. Clearly, Elon is committed to Tesla enough to not focus his attention on just making a video game. Someone is having a major issue with Fisker. This person basically wanted to order a Fisker vehicle, and the deposit supposedly was $0 that was required to configure the vehicle. But Fisker actually took $1,000 from the bank account. This person had a support ticket open for months, but Fisker refused to make it right. Eventually, though, the bank sided with the customer, but this whole situation is a bit weird. How come Fisker is not taking care of this? I can certainly understand, okay, it happened accidentally and then they make it right within like a week or so, but it's been a few months. And their EV has been called the worst car ever by Marcus Brownlee. It's not just the worst EV that Marcus has ever reviewed, it's the worst car, period, that he has ever reviewed. So if you know anyone that wants to buy a Fisker, try to convince them not to. Lucid's earnings will be reported on Wednesday, so that will be a fun day. Speaking of lucid dreaming, occasionally I take L-theanine, which helps me have many more dreams, and I just feel more refreshed when I wake up. If you don't really have many dreams, you will be more tired when you wake up. And I have been having some vivid dreams of Lucid going back. Here's another update on that company that made supposedly a Tesla killer. This company is near bankruptcy, and according to reports, only certain employees will be paid after March 15th. And this is perhaps one of the most interesting charts ever made related to EVs. This is free cash flow history of pure EV makers. You can see Tesla here, and keep in mind that Tesla was really positioned extremely well to become profitable eventually. So I think it's harder to do it again compared to before if you were starting from scratch, because the timing was better. There wasn't really any significant competition. No one was really trying seriously. Maybe if you have a crap ton of money that you're willing to waste, it's a bit easier to make an EV in the first place. Yes, but to make it profitably and to sustain that profitability and compete effectively with Tesla, I think it's extremely difficult still. But you can see so many companies here that still have a long way to go, if you just look at how long it took for Tesla, before they even have a chance of actually becoming profitable. Rivian is, but Rivian does have Amazon to back it. So it's only up to Amazon really to decide, is Rivian going to stick around or not? But Lucid, yeah, I don't know. How is Lucid going to survive? Polestar, they're not doing great. I remember seeing one Tesla stock investor say around this time, when Polestar went up a lot right here in a very short amount of time and basically doubled. I remember hearing things like, don't you wish that you had some money in Polestar? Well, if you didn't sell it and you just kept the money in there now, you would be down 71%. It's down 96.34% from its all-time high. I have a set of life philosophies, and one of them is to stay far away from Polestars, by which I mean strippers. That has been a good decision that I have made in my life. Oh, wow. Matt Haken, a Polestar dealer, is sharing insight into market conditions. He says, we have to give cars away right now. I think people don't mind trying a Polestar, but committing to one, I think, where the issue is.
But we're just at this point right now where it's like the great recession of EVs right now. It's really, really tough. It's really competitive. And, we're trying to sell as many as we can, but we have to give them away like everyone else.
A lot of wraps that I have seen, I didn't particularly like, but this one looks pretty good in this Cybertruck, I think. Maybe not the best, but it's pretty decent. BYD is buying back its own stock. When do you think Tesla is going to do a stock buyback? I don't think it's going to be anytime soon. I just talked about it, by the way, recently. If you missed it, you can go to my Clips channel and watch this video. There's a rumor going around that Ford Lightning will have some big price cuts this week. Do you think this has anything to do with the Cybertruck? I think a little bit, yeah. There's more bad news for Californian EV startup Fisker, as it now faces a possible delisting from the Nasdaq due to low stock prices for 30 consecutive days. Fisker reports that it has received a non-compliance notice from the New York Stock Exchange, as its stock has closed below around $1 for 30 straight trading days. Reports Automotive News. Failure to comply can lead to a delisting, but Fisker has 6 months to regain compliance. Look at that sharp drop. Oof. This is a pretty interesting feature. This would be really useful in Canada. Maybe not in Vancouver over here, but certainly in some parts of Canada. I would love to have this feature. If Tesla ever comes out with that feature, it's going to be called a dog shake. Elon reposted this post just now. This is about OpenAI. Over the entrance of OpenAI, it used to say, liberty consists in the division of power, absolutism in concentration of power. Elon answered this question, so did your founding donation turn into equity, or what happened to it? It isn't clear to me how the OpenAI structure is legal at all. I was offered shares at various points, but it seemed unethical or illegal to accept them. I thought this was pretty funny. I'm starting to think ex-Tesla employee and current Lucid CEO Peter Rawlinson hashed with Elon a plan to drain the Saudis off their oil money. BYD launches a $15,000 EV, kicking off a price war with gas cars. This EV has 5 models priced between $15,000 and $19,400. And it has a fairly decent range if you go with a more expensive model. And like and subscribe if you haven't yet, and I will see you in tomorrow's episode. Thank you so much for watching.